Hi everyone, my name is Bijou Williams and welcome to my presentation. So before I begin, I wanted to give you all a brief overview of my presentation. So I'm going to be sharing some background about Roots with Wings, and then I'll talk about my experience and what I learned. First, I want to thank the Department of Sociology Center for Social and Cultural Research and the Citizen Leader Program for funding my internship. I also wanted to thank my mentor, Melinda Wagner, and the rest of my group for being so helpful and so thoughtful throughout the semester. So about Roots with Wings and why we do what we do. So Roots with Wings is a Floyd County, Virginia place-based education oral history project. We also work with the Floyd Story Center at the Old Church Gallery in partnership with Floyd County Public Schools and Radford University. In order to preserve the history of Floyd County, our group conducts interviews with Floyd County residents to ensure that the history of the county will flourish years from now. Our purpose is to develop team building skills, forge connections, and conserve culture. Oral history programs are organized by the Floyd Story Center, and they include large-scale archives of photos, music, artifacts, interviews, and stories from people throughout Floyd County. So the Old Church Gallery's motto is, "We remember, we collect, we protect." And this expresses our mission in order to remember, collect, and protect the oral, physical, and written history of Floyd County. Our interview process is really, really important because this is one way individuals can read about someone's family history or even their family history in Floyd. And people are really able to see sides of their community that they might not already be aware of. So now I'm going to be talking about my experience. So our group was Jason Burgard, Mary Dickerson, Katie Thompson. They're all Floyd County public school teachers, and our group also had Alice Slusher, Melinda Wagner, Catherine Polly, and myself. And each Thursday we met up at either Floyd County High School or the Old Church Gallery. And as I mentioned earlier, the interview process is really crucial to Roots with Wings because this is one way the history is maintained and documented. So during our Thursday meetings, Melinda Wagner taught us different interview techniques, whether it was from how to properly conduct an interview or how to properly use interview equipment. Roots with Wings really tries to tell stories through artifacts, oral history, and interviews, and this is why the Old Church Gallery is really important to us. If I had to pick my favorite aspect of my internship, I would definitely say it would be transcribing interviews. So I'm from Ashburn in Northern Virginia in Loudoun County. And it was really interesting to hear about the childhood and life experiences of the people who are Floyd County residents. And it was really fascinating to me. I also loved visiting the Old Church Gallery. Their current exhibit has feed sacks, beautiful quilts, hand-woven baskets, and a lot more. So for me, going to physically see the artifacts on display from Floyd County was a really heartwarming experience for me. So my responsibilities, like I mentioned, I had to transcribe interviews as a requirement for my internship, and I really love this aspect of my job. I also had to take photos each week to show the big picture of the activity that week, and I also had to take some close-up photos. So these photos really came in handy because I was also the communications director, and I made blog entries every week that were sent to about 400 people. And it was really important because it was a way for Floyd County residents to stay connected with their community. And the pictures were really useful for the blog post because the reader could not only read what we did that week, but they could see what we did as well. So as I mentioned, I grew up in Ashburn, Virginia in Loudoun County, and it's a really, really urban city. So learning about Floyd County, its residents, and its history has taught me a lot. It really opened my eyes to an entire county of people with a really rich history that I did not know about before. It taught me that differences don't matter, I obviously knew this before, but it made me really think and process that every single county or city has a story, and each of them has a really rich history, just like the one yours may have. It also made me think about different sociological perspectives that I've learned in my sociology classes. So, an emic perspective is an approach of studying a culture from the perspective of an insider, and an etic approach is studying a culture from an outsider's point of view. Even though I was not actually from Floyd County, I tried to, view their culture in an emic perspective while also having an etic perspective so I could have thoughts of my own at the same time. Because I grew up in a very different way than those who are from Floyd, I knew having both an etic and emic perspective would be useful to understand Floyd's culture and history in, like a systematic way. I also had to keep cultural relativism in mind. Everybody's beliefs should be understood and accepted by others as their own beliefs and considerations. So this leads me to the end of my presentation. I hope I was able to give you all some insight about Roots with Wings and why we do what we do. I'll be sure to leave the link to the Old Church Gallery's website in the description so you all can check it out and read more about what we do. Thank you for listening.